your productivity, plus make you more healthy. Particularly when it comes to SEO and you're generally doing quite a lot of hours, lots of work, eating the right things can give you big benefits. Either make you smarter, make you work harder, that kind of stuff. I want to cover in particular in this one about a few different foods I find give me good results. I've started lately eating a lot more fish, and I found after eating fish, I can work quite a bit harder. I work smarter. I don't get tired as much just by eating fish. I mean, just to show you what's in this. This is an example of haddock. Haddock's a fish in the UK. I think you get it in a few other countries as well. I'm no expert in fish, but anyway, it's got 1% vitamin A. It's got calcium 1%, vitamin D 5%, vitamin B12 35%, vitamin C 0, iron 1%, vitamin B6 15%, magnesium 6%. So we got all these wonderful things in fish. We've also as well, which is really cool, saturated fat, in case you don't know, is basically proved to be the most unhealthy form of fat, and this has got 0%. So if I was eating this, I could eat as basically as much as I want. I would probably have no health problems related to it. Unless you're getting obviously fish from dodgy people, you will generally have no problems eating fish. One of the biggest problems you have when it comes to land animals in particular, lots of bigger companies, what they do in a lot of cases nowadays is they basically add a load of rubbish to meat. They'll add like sugar, they'll actually inject chickens once they're dead with sugar to make it last longer, and you even get some people who actually give chickens, I remember correctly, steroids to make them fatter and make them have more meat. And if you include, should you really be eating something which has got steroids added, sugar, and a range of her rubbish? And the answer is no. This is why fish is overall the best meat you can eat. And if you're a vegetarian or something like that, each their own, but for me, how I eat meat. And next, I want to cover another type of food. You may not be able to get in your country depending where you live, but one of the things I find really tasty is bovril. There's been a joke which has kind of gone around since sometime in the 18th century, saying the reason why British soldiers were best in the world was to eat bovril. And I'll be fair, I think it does relate to a certain degree because I do know that British troops do get supplied bovril in battle. So I would agree. If you actually look what's in actually bovril, it's actually healthy. It's basically like a healthy form of meat. And I also, as well, when I eat bovril, I find I become slightly more productive. And I have also heard many different stories of what people use bovril for. It's kind of like a meat version of a soup. That's part of what makes it very unique and very cool. It also has got a good expiry date. So I mean, you could buy it today, buy a box today or a pack, whatever, and it could last you say 6 months, depending on how much you drink. I drink quite a lot of it, but a normal person might not drink as much as me. But and you also as well get chicken style bovril, but chicken style is not as common as a beef. The beef one was always the first and original one. I think as well they done a third, or they do a third one, or just about started a third one, but the beef one was basically always the most popular one. There used to be another company a while ago, I think it's called Oxen Tails, I think it was. But basically, when the whole vegetarian movement came about, that company basically went under, unfortunately. So the only real one is basically Bovril. Another thing as well, which is quite tasty, is actually Marmite. Marmite itself, if you like, gives you quite similar results. You also, as well, if you're vegetarian, they do have a vegetarian version of Marmite now. There's been quite a few companies. The Australian group made one. I think a British company made one. There's been quite a few other ones. But Marmite itself is the only thing you might not like about Marmite. Marmite is one of these foods that some people love it, I love it, but some people hate it. It's very much each your own. But if you really hate the taste, you can quite easily add something you do like to it to cover its taste. But covering up the taste of Bovril or Marmite will be quite hard because they both got very strong tastes. Another thing you should be making sure you're eating plenty of is actual fruit and vegetable. I know it's pretty self-explanatory, but these things as well, if you can eat food or get drinks with high vitamin quantities, you'll find overall you'll feel healthier, you'll lose weight. In some cases, you also work harder just by simply just getting fruit and veg. And you don't have to go mad like buy 50 bags of vegetable a week, something like that. You can quite easily just buy like a soup mix like I do quite often. Just drink the soup every week or whenever you want. Another thing that's quite cool you should be doing as well is it's just getting fruit juice. Fruit juice is pretty self-explanatory, but get a good one. Don't make sure you don't get a rubbish one, which is like 2% fruit, 2% the orange juice. You want to try and get one that's got as high quantity as orange juice or whichever fruit as possible. I would recommend the minimum would be 20% fruit in it. I aim to try as well, try and get as high to 50 as possible. I much prefer getting high quality juice because I feel it tastes a lot better, because it's better for you. Another thing as well, which is quite powerful and quite amazing for me, is coconut milk. Coconut milk as well, I find increases my productivity a lot, and also I feel quite a bit healthier when I drink it. It's also for me really, really tasty. I used to drink cow's milk quite a bit, and to be completely honest, I mean, I used to know quite a famous farmer. He passed away. I'm not going to get too much into that story, but anyway, he passed away. What he told me was is actually true. Most of the milk we're actually drinking in the UK, in particular, you're only talking about 2%, which is actual real cow's milk. The rest of it's just watered down. So, I mean, you're basically spending like £2 on expensive watered down milk, watered down water. That's really all you're paying for. And I know why it's done because big companies basically always, if you like, was kind of sad attack farmers and give them such a low percentage. If you actually get real high quality milk, I'm talking about the cow's milk that's just been made today, it's like 1,000 times better. I had it a while ago about when I used to live in Rennes of someone, I think it was in Rennes, wherever it was. I had it and it was 1,000 times better. This is why I would also recommend, if possible, you try and get a good quality milk. Another milk you should try and get as well, which is really tasty as well, and also much better quality, goat's milk. Goat's milk, since it's more premium range, you'll have less of a problem with it being watered down like crazy. Because it's less watered down, it'll be better for you and healthier. You can also as well get other forms of milk. You can actually get, for example, soya milk, you get oats milk, you get rice milk. There's so many different types of milks, and I would strongly recommend you try and think about something like this. Just for example, if you're always going to fast food place every week or every day, is it healthy for you? Yes, you do get technically, some healthy fast food, but a lot of it's just pure rubbish. Because I don't know if it's true or some of your sick joke, but I heard before in the past that the reason for why one of the biggest fast food companies does so well is apparently the reason it makes such unhealthy food is because apparently they own a dietetic group, and every time they turn someone by making him or her so fat, they apparently make 1,000% profit as soon as that person turns into type 2 diabetic or type 1. I don't know if it's true or a sick joke, but it does seem to be true because you could. I do know the company that you're talking about does inject your chickens with sugar. So you're basically, everyone the burgers you're getting from these people is like 95% sugar. Now I know it may sound BS to you, but it's actually true. The thing you're eating is basically not meat. You're getting like 5% meat, 95% sugar, and you're including, we're only supposed to eat sugar within reason in small quantities. We shouldn't be eating like crazy or drinking it like crazy. We should have a small amount of sugar every day, a small amount of salt, pepper, and that kind of stuff. But people, when it comes to big companies, a lot of them do the whole make everything as cheap as possible. And the reason for why sugar is such a popular way to do it is you can buy sugar so cheap. And you include this, what's cheaper? Buying a chicken or buying sugar for when you're getting the sugar at like less than a penny for probably 100 grams is not exactly hard to work out why I do. I don't personally agree with it, but I can see why I do it. Another thing as well can be quite good. One of the things I've started eating and drinking lately is you get what we call high vitamin drinks. These are basically drinks that companies make to basically, if you like, instead of you eating like five fruits every day, five vegetables, five carrots, whatever, you basically drink one of these cans, you get your five a day, and you get all your vitamins you need. You get them with different people. One of the companies, I remember correctly, I think you're from, if I remember correctly, I think it's either Denmark or Norway, I forget. But anyway, it's called Nourishment. Anyway, the company itself makes basically milkshakes. Milkshakes are a little bit sweet, but not. If you're only having one a day, I doubt you'd have any problems over that. But you basically get from each can, you get it's between I remember it's between 70% to like 100% of your recommended vitamin uses a day. So I mean, you could within reason just drink one of these cans. Like in the UK, it costs anywhere between about 85 pence to about £1.20 each. So in fairness, that's a lot cheaper than me buying like 6 bags of fruit every day or that kind of stuff. So that's the reason I don't think it's very expensive. You just drink one of these cans, you get all your vitamins a day, you'll feel a lot better after it, and you can also work harder or just have fun. And you get all kinds of flavors of it. You get strawberry, raspberry, vanilla, chocolate. I think it used to be a peach, but I think it stopped that. And you maybe get more of them now, but these are just simple things you can do to get basically make you feel healthier. Just drink the right things, eat the right things. If you do that, you'll feel a lot better to be able to work a lot harder. Anyway, that's all I want to cover. Thanks.